Okay, I'm going to go ahead and introduce the class to you. You can see that it says Elementary Spanish 1 FON06, which may not be all of you. I have 4 sections of 111, so I'm in my FON06. So if you are not in FON06, then any numbers that you see on here, do not use, make sure you use the ones that are in your course, okay? So anyway, I just wanted to introduce it to you. I've started posting some things at the very top. It may get messy. After a while, I may move some stuff off of there, but I kind of just wanted to put the, actually I see a duplicate on there, but I just wanted to put like the important information there because I know when you open it up, that's like the first thing you see. So I just want to remind everyone that homework is always due on Thursdays. Yes, it is set up by week, so it'll say the whole week. But your work is going to be due on Thursday. There is a temporary access code for My Language Labs. So if you are taking some time to figure out how to purchase My Language Labs, then you can use this code. This is our course code that everyone will need for using My Language Labs, regardless of whether you're using the temporary code or one you've purchased. This is a link to live chat support. So if you're having some technical difficulties, you can click there or you can call them. And the video that I'm making here is going to go right here. So just to remind you to watch it so you know how the class runs. This is a link to My Language Labs. And then I put the COVID hotline up here. I still don't know all the details regarding how we're handling COVID, but I think the hotline is there for in case you do end up with COVID, you're supposed to call that hotline. So I just thought that I would put it there so everyone could see it. We are Spanish 111 Elementary Spanish. It's a Global Scholars of Distinction class. Below that, I have how you can make accent, so various ways to make accent marks. This deals with like if you have a like a Chromebook, that'll tell you how to do it. And this one tells you how to set up a Spanish keyboard on a regular laptop. And then these keystrokes tell you what keys to hit when you're using your Spanish keyboard. So if you need any of that stuff, it's there. I have it set up. Well, okay, first off, there's the news forum right here. I will, like, if I need to communicate with you guys, then I will post things in the news forum and blast it out to your email. So just make sure you're checking email, but that you could also look at the forum. If for some reason you missed something or it got buried in your email, just know that it's in the forum as well. We do have a start here block. This just reminds you that you're in an online class. We do have a census date. If you don't complete something in the class by the census date, you will get dropped and there's nothing I can do about it. Okay. This first video will introduce me to you, and the video that I'm making now goes right here. I think I also put it here just because in last semester I had students who might like maybe join late, or I don't know, just some people weren't watching this video that introduced the class, so I put it there to kind of remind people, like, please watch this video so you know what's going on. All right, this gives you like your course overview, and then this talks about, these are your 2 census activities. So even though we're gonna have some other homework that's due before then, you just need to do those census activities by the census date, which for this class is the 26th. This video will tell you how to set yourself up in My Language Labs if you need to buy an access code. This one is how to set yourself up if you've already bought one. Let's say you were taking 111 and for some reason you couldn't finish it over the summer and you dropped it, but your code is still good. This is the video you'll want to watch. And then if you use the 2-week temporary access code when you end up buying your own, you'll want to watch this video. So just remember to go back to the start here block if to figure out how to do My Language Labs. So I'll go ahead and show you My Language Labs. When you get set up, you will log in and you'll go to a place that looks like this. Now, probably in classes in the past, you have had assignments over here on the calendar. When all of this coronavirus stuff happened, I kind of got to see things from a student perspective a little better because my kids turned into students, and even though they're not GTech students, they're still too young for that. I still saw some problems that they encountered, so I tried to move everything into Moodle so you don't really need to come into My Language Labs. The only thing you're going to need from My Language Labs for me is your book, which is right here, the e-text. If you wanted to buy a hardback book and not even bother with getting the My Language Labs. You could possibly do that for me. However, we use My Language Labs for multiple semesters, and so I don't know what the next teacher that you have, what their policy is going to be. So if you end up taking it with another instructor, they're definitely going to want you to have access to My Language Labs. And it lasts, I think your access lasts for like a year. So you may want to go ahead and buy it because you'd ultimately have to buy it in the end anyway. But I'm not going to force you to. If you have the book, you have some other means of getting to the book, then that's great. Anyway, so I have it broken out into weeks. And so each week kind of gives you a topic of what we're going to be looking at. When you open it up, it'll tell you what pages to study. It'll tell you the objective for the week. It'll tell you the due date, and then you'll have the assignments. And I won't go through like every assignment that's out here, but what I've tried to do, and hopefully it's in here, is with each assignment, I've tried to give you a video that explains to you how to do the assignment to give you some support. These down here, when it literally says assignment, that's what used to be in My Language Labs. And the way that I have it set up now is that you'll have, instead of having videos that introduce content, I put it all together. So you'll watch, this is a video that introduces you to greetings vocabulary. So that's the lesson. And then you'll start the practice. And for each practice, I've made a video that explains how to complete the practice and try to model it. And so like here's more practice, a video that explains the practice. And then more practice and a video that explains the practice. So that's how it works. And interspersed in there might be, like, for example, here you're getting to the alphabet, and there's a video that's a lesson that goes over the alphabet that you would use to complete the practice. You will have 2 attempts to do just these the practice. So you do it one time, and then after you're done, it's going to give you the correct answers, and you can go back through and plug in the correct answers. But I wanted you to attempt it at least once. But I don't want it to penalize your grade. So that's why this one you have 2 attempts on. Everything else is evaluative. And so you don't have 2 attempts. I'm actually I'm trying to see if you've mastered the material. And also each week you'll end up with a class participation form, which is just kind of a check-in to let me know if you have any questions or concerns about material covered in the class. You do have to post in those, but you can just post that you have no questions or concerns if you have none. And I'm not going to go over each type of assignment we have, because if you go through each of the assignments, like I said, there's videos that explain to you how to do them. So hopefully you'll watch that. Then over on the right, there are your outcomes. I don't even know if you guys can see them or not, but that's something that we use to put in at the end of the course, but it doesn't affect you. This is your drop ad form in case you decide you need to drop before the due date, not the due date, the withdrawal date. Instructor information, there's my picture, my email, my blog. The blog just is some resources that I use whenever I'm teaching in the classroom, so you can go peruse it. It's not, I don't even know if it's super organized. Class PowerPoints, I won't be using those with you guys because obviously you're an online class, but those are resources that I have for when I teach this class in the classroom, but you're welcome to look at it as well. That's my extension. I'm not sure what's going to happen with office hours, so this may change. I left that there because that's how I handle them during the summer. We haven't been told yet what our office hour situation is going to look like. So just make sure you look here for it, because by the time you start class, I'll know and it'll be stated right here. I do use Remind, so you can text this to 81010, and then you can text me, which I think is I kind of like communicating that way. Sometimes things get lost in my email, and especially if it's like an important, like if you're in the middle of a test or something and things are going wonky, it's better if you text me. I'm going to see that more quickly than I will an email, because I check my email a lot, but I do not check it 24/7. This shows you how to work Teams. So because we're in the middle of, well, it doesn't even matter if coronavirus, not coronavirus. If you want to meet with me, we'll probably do it virtually. So you can watch this and we can set up a Teams meeting if that needs to be done. If you prefer to use Zoom, we could do that as well. This just shows you what the book looks like. There's a couple copies of your syllabus that's in a Moodle book, and there is a Word version of it. This is the grading criteria. It's the rubrics that I use to grade writing and speaking, but those rubrics are embedded in the assignment, so you can look at it here, but when you actually do those assignments, you'll see the rubrics in the actual assignment. This is the course calendar. It just tells you what we're going to do week by week, which is essentially what's over here, and it's in the last page of the syllabus, and that just takes you to your grade book. And then you've got some resources over on the side, like this is a link to tutoring and technical support, information about the CLIP and disability services. That's a phone number you can call if you're having trouble with My Language Labs, which hopefully you won't, since I've moved pretty much everything out of there. This takes you to My Language Labs. There's our course code again. If you do buy My Language Labs, this will tell you how to get the app on your phone or your tablet so that you can, if you're working on the computer and you'd rather kind of go through if you like doing electronic books that way, that you can. This is just more information about accent marks, and I think that's pretty much it. So if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to me, but I think that pretty much covers the class.